Center for Spiritual Living in Southeast Louisiana. I'm Reverend Larrye-Marie Heyl. I'm the spiritual director here. We are a group of radically inclusive spiritual renegades, healing hearts and creating community. And we're each living a life of conscious spiritual living where we love and remember to be accepting of people wherever they are in their path. Today our topic is Love Lights the Way. And in this season of love and lights and all of the lights that are lighting up the world, it's a lovely topic, so I hope you'll stay here with us. Let's begin with prayer. Just letting go and settling into our hearts and feeling the love and the joy and the peace and the ease that the divine is, and knowing all that God is who we are. What I know is that we are each here by divine appointment. We have chosen to come and listen to this message of how love lights the way. And that there is something in the message and the music and the readings that is touching us and allowing each of us to feel more connected to that extraordinary being that lives right within us. So I am grateful. I'm grateful that you've chosen to give us some of your time today. I'm grateful that you have tuned in to listen to this message and to allow yourself to become absolutely more loving on the planet. It's from all that gratitude that I just release these words into the law of mind, spirit, and action. What I know is God has already said yes. God's already called all of this done. So I say amen, and we affirm it together. And so it is. Our opening song today is Love is My Decision. It's perfect for this topic. Sing along and pay attention to the words. Our time for celebration and healing. Our time in our service where we celebrate life and we pray for people who desire prayer. We begin with celebration, so I invite you to say aloud so that the whole universe can hear it. Any event in your life for which you're grateful and joyful this week. And now we turn to the healing portion of our service. We're a community steeped in healing. So we pause now to pray for anyone who's not feeling the joy of life that we perhaps were just feeling. They're not feeling maybe that they have things to celebrate. And I truly love this part of our service because it's so in alignment with who we are. So let's pray. God is all there is. God is that love and that peace and ease and grace and freedom and so much more. And as an individual expression of the divine, each of us have within us all of these qualities of spirit. They're available to us right here and right now. And what I know to be the truth is that there are people on this planet right now that aren't embracing those qualities. So we stop for a moment and we create a circle of love. And in this community, we place in that circle of love anyone that we recognize within ourselves or for someone else that might need prayer. So I'm going to pause and I just invite you to say aloud the names of all of those people that you want to include in our circle of love. I know that God is right where each of us happens to be, right here and right now, moving in, through, and as each of us. And I know that the divine has heard every name that we spoke, either in our hearts or aloud. And what I'd like you to do now is pause again, and from your heart to all of theirs, just send out love, knowing that the divine knows exactly how to distribute it. And what I know to be the truth is that anything that needs to be released within each of these people is being released now, be it disease of the mind, of the body, of the soul. I know that anything that's seeking to come forth and be lifted up can be lifted up. And that this release and this lifting up is healing whatever's called to be healed. I know that each of these people is feeling more deeply their connection with the divine right now. I have evidence of that, and I know it to be the truth for everyone that we place in our circle. So I'm so grateful to know that the God without is the God within me. The God without is the God within every person in our circle, every person in this community, and every person on this planet. And I'm grateful for that power of community prayer and what it means to the uplifting of the people on this planet. So it's from all that gratitude that I release this prayer into the law of mind, spirit, and action. Because I know that the divine, in all of its wisdom, has already called all of this good. Any heavy lifting that needs to be done to heal whatever needs to be healed, the divine has already taken care of. So I can just know it's already done, say amen, and together we can affirm it. And so it is. I invite you to join me for our community affirmation. My life's purpose is already within me, and I am committed to its unfoldment. I am here by divine appointment to join in a community that cares for one another, to be in a place that transforms people's lives, to remember the highest truth about myself, to learn spiritual tools for personal transformation, and thus to make the world a more joyful place. So this is our time for meditation. And I just invite you to settle into your heart, to let go of whatever's happened during the past few hours or few days or few weeks, and just allow yourself to rest in the arms of the divine and have a bit of quiet in this season of busyness. I'm grateful to Karen Mitchell for her song, Love is the Answer.
I can cry about my day, say everything went wrong. No one sings their song my way. Or I can laugh about my day, the good it really brought me, the patience you taught me each step of the way. Whatever the question, love is the answer. Whatever the lesson, love is the answer. Whatever way we choose to live, love is the answer. Love is the answer.
So I invite you now to just allow the divine to breathe into you as you breathe. And with each breath, feel that divine light energizing you from the tip of your head all the way to your smallest toe. Know that the God within you is the love that lives within you and can light your world, every corner of that world, and every cell of your body. As Karen said in her singing, we can cry about our days or we can laugh about them. The real choice is remembering that whatever the question, love is the answer. In Colossians 3:23 we read, whatever you are doing, work at it with enthusiasm. What if we decided each morning to have an attitude of enthusiasm for spreading love on this planet, for truly letting love light the way? What if we thoroughly connected with the love that lives within us, expecting that love to guide us through any situation, remembering whatever the lesson, love is the answer? And what if we truly awakened each day with an energy of feeling the divine pouring out from the cells of our being, lifting us up and recognizing that we have found the essence of our being in love? Allow your soul to continue on this spiritual journey as we settle into just some soft music. And take time in your mind's eye to see a world in which love is spreading so quickly that all you can see is smiles and beautiful things. And all you can hear is laughter and joy and beautiful music. as we return from this time of being with the divine, bring back what you noticed, how you felt, what it felt like to feel all of that love. Notice the one thing that the divine really wants you to remember about how your love lights your way in the world, and how your choice can always be love.
I can cry about my life, say everything goes wrong, no one's ever on my side. Or I can laugh about my life, the kindness you've shown me, the love that has grown me each step of the way. Hey, yeah, whatever the question, love is the answer. Whatever that lesson, love is the answer. Whatever way we choose to live, love is the answer. Love is the answer. All the ways I tried to save my broken heart, all the days I cried alone into the wind. I never knew love was right there from the start, and all I had to do was go within. Whatever the question, love is the answer. Whatever the lesson, love is the answer. Whatever way we choose to live, love is the answer. Love is the answer. Love is the answer. Love is the answer.
Hello, I'm Katrina Smith, and our reading today is from The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz. You are what you believe you are. There is nothing to do except to be just what you are. You have the right to feel beautiful and enjoy it. You can honor your body and accept it as it is. You don't need anyone to love you. Love comes from the inside. It lives inside us and is always there, but with that wall of fog, we don't feel it. You can only perceive the beauty that lives outside you when you feel the beauty that lives inside you. You have a belief about what is beautiful and what is ugly, and if you don't like yourself, you can change your belief and your life will change. It sounds simple, but it isn't easy. Whoever controls the belief controls the dream. When the dreamer finally controls the dream can become a masterpiece of art.
I love this song of Karen Mitchell's, and it's perfect for today because in order for love to light the way, we have to choose love.
Built some walls and you tore them down. I built them up again, you kept losing ground. Now it's time to forgive and move on. Disappointment When we choose love, we are complete. When we choose love, we are everyone we meet. When we choose love, we are at peace. Love is forgiveness and release. Yes, love is forgiveness and release. Oh, love is forgiveness and release.
I want to thank Karen Mitchell and our CSL music team for the music today. This is our last Sunday before Christmas, and I want to make a quick reminder that we're having an in-person service this Wednesday, December 22nd at Unity of Baton Rouge. We're going to do a potluck and caroling and a service that starts at 7:30. All of the information is out on our website. Please join us. It's going to be exciting for us to be together again in person. In the meantime, today our topic is Love Lights the Way. You know, we're each here on the planet to love and laugh and be happy and have fun. We aren't really here to suffer. And yet so many of us suffer about one thing or another. So I'm wondering, since we're not here to suffer, why we allow ourselves to stay in the darkness instead of allowing to love light our way. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. In the meantime, just remember that as the thing itself is infinite, the possibilities of love abounding are infinite as well. We know that the divine is infinite, and the love of the divine is infinite and flows through us. So here's your question of the day. What is the one choice that you can make today to reveal all the love that lives within you, and to allow that love to light the way of your life? One more time. What is the one choice you can make today to reveal all the love that is within you, and to allow that love to light the way of your life? As I said earlier, our topic today is Love Lights the Way. And it's specifically the love within us that lights our own way to contentment on this planet. Khalil Gibran said this: "Your friend is your needs answered. He is your field which you sow with love and reap with thanksgiving." There's an outer love that we get from our family and friends when we're looking for safety or comfort or understanding in some way. And it's the love of two or more gathered together when we're in community that brings us into that sense of understanding each other and that sense of oneness that allows us to feel that love that lives within us each day. This is the love that teaches us how to love, because we experience love by being in community or in relationship with other people. It's the way that we know love. And yes, sometimes it's hard for us to remember we also need to love ourselves and not necessarily have to be in a relationship to love ourselves. Gibran was absolutely right, though, that when we allow ourselves to love and to feel that love, we do reap thanksgiving. And the result is that we have this sense of understanding and comfort and peace and ease in our life. Today, I want to concentrate on talking about doing whatever it is that we can do to expand that love that lives within us so that we feel contentment and calm and ease and grace. And I want to do that by starting with a story of two young men who grew up together. Their names were Samuel and Jacob. And they knew each other all their lives. They went to grammar school together and high school together. They even went to the same college. And then eventually they got married and had children and stayed connected, living in the same city, working in similar areas. And at some point, Samuel moved away. And as he was moving with his family to another country, they agreed to see each other at least once a year and to take turns. Well, one year, it was Jacob's turn to go visit Samuel. Now, Samuel lived in a country that at that particular time was in a state of unrest. But Jacob had a promise, and so he decided to go visit Samuel anyway. Well, as it turned out, Jacob's travels delayed him, and it got to be nighttime, and he was trying to find Samuel's home, and he got arrested. And the police were accusing him of treason and trying to steal state secrets. Well, Jacob, of course, was not guilty, but they threw him in jail, they tried him, they found him guilty of treason. And his sentence was to be hanged in 3 days. Well, Jacob sat in his cell and he was so sad. He wasn't going to be able to see his wife and children again. He wasn't going to be able to go back and provide for them. So when the day of the hanging came and the king showed up, Jacob said, "Your honorable king, please let me go home and provide for my family. I am not guilty of this. I will return and accept my punishment, but please let me go provide for them in my absence." Well, the king laughed. He says, "Look, you've been tried and found guilty of treason. Why should I let you go?" And so he ordered the hanging to continue. And at that point, somebody in the back of the crowd just said, wait, I'll take his place. And of course, it was Samuel coming forward. And the king said, "Why would you do that? You realize that if he doesn't come back and you take his place, you will be the one hanged." And he said, "Yes, but my friend is honorable. He's a man of integrity. He will show up." So the king says, "Well, okay." So Jacob went home, took the time to provide for his family, and Samuel was in jail. Of course, the exchange was the talk of the town. "Oh, well, I wouldn't come back if I were that man. He's just going to get hanged. I think his friend was really dumb. He's probably going to have to be hanged in his place." So the day of the hanging came, and it started to get later and later in the day, and finally the king says, "You agreed to take his place. It's time for the hanging." And so Samuel was there on the platform about ready to have the noose put over his neck, when in the back of the crowd there was, Wait, I'm here, I'm sorry I got delayed, wait. And as Jacob was coming forward, the king said to him, "Why would you return?" And he said, "Because Samuel is my friend, and I promised him I would." Well, the king was so touched by their loyalty and their friendship that he let them both go. And he said, "I only have one condition. I want to be your third friend." This is the love of friendship, which Gibran was talking about when he said the friend's field that is sown with love. And in this case, the love within Jacob was so strong that he agreed to keep his commitment and visit Samuel. And then Samuel's love was so strong for Jacob that he agreed to take his place so that Jacob could go home and provide for his family before losing his life. Jacob returned because the strength of their friendship. And I think the end of it says it all. All the king wanted for pardoning Jacob was to be their third friend. That story is the essence of true friendship and shows how love can light the way for these two men and for people to see the example of what happens when people truly love one another. When love lights our way and comes from a place deep within us, it's a decision we make. Our opening song, which was Love is a Decision, is about coming from love. We're the ones who decide whether or not we're going to come from a place of love. So I want to invite you, as the opening song said, to make love your decision, to always come from that place of love. Always come from that place that lights up the world. And if you don't really know what it means to come from love, let me explain. Samuel and Jacob were great examples of coming from love. They trusted each other, they loved each other, they were willing to lay down their lives for each other. And it's easy to make our decision to come from love when we're with family or friends and we're all connected and things are going smoothly. It's when things come up that are difficult that it's harder to come from love. For example, suppose you have a fight with a friend or your spouse and you know that you are right. Deep in your heart, you absolutely know you're right. Sometimes coming from love means just allowing the other person to be right. Sometimes it means allowing the other person to believe whatever is in their belief system so that there can continue to be peace and calm and love between you. Has that happened to any of you? I know it happens to me. And sometimes I dig in my heels and I just want to be right. And you know what? Right doesn't usually bring me peace and calm. And it certainly doesn't light my way. What if the next time that somebody pushed your buttons, and yes, we know that we installed them, but the next time that somebody pushed your buttons, you decided to come from love. You decided to choose peace rather than arguments. You decided that whatever it is that they were requesting, you could do it for them, provided, of course, it's not totally against your own values. When we come from a place of love, we see and we hear with our hearts. We learn to listen beyond the words. We learn to listen to what the person's expressing and how they're feeling. We learn to go beyond the particular emotions that they're going through and see the truth of what's happening underneath the surface. Think about when you might have experienced someone coming from love for you, possibly offering you comfort, or forgiving you for one of your little outbursts that maybe wasn't very kind. How did you feel about that? What did you experience in that particular moment? Let's get back to that opening song of Love is Our Decision. You know, it talks about love lightening the load. And it talks about when we allow love to lighten the load, we can really dance down the road. That's one of my favorite lines. It's up to me to dance down the road. We always have choice. So let love light the way and let other people light your way when you're struggling. It's true what Karen Mitchell's song said. We can certainly cry about our days, but it's so much better to laugh about the things that went right during the day rather than moan about all the things that went wrong. And we can certainly look back on our days and find things that didn't go the way we wanted. But we can also find things for which we could be grateful. You know, Jane Houston said that we have the extraordinary coded within us, waiting to be released. Don't you want to release your extraordinary within you? I know that I do. The way that we release that extraordinary that is coded within us is to allow love to light the way, to tap into that love that is within us and lighten our own load or lighten somebody else's load. Choose to laugh about our days. I'm curious how often you say to yourself, God is right where I am. Think about that for a moment. It's true. Ernest Holmes once said, it's been said that we can know God only insofar as we can become God. When we become God within us, when we tap into that God within us, we learn to listen with our heart as well as with our ears. We learn to see the world with our third eye through compassion and kindness. The heart part and the hard part is doing that not only for others, but also for ourselves. I know we can be so hard on ourselves. To release the extraordinary within us, we have to remove all of those veils that we put on top of the real essence of who we are. I know that I've done that before. I've worn veils. And unless we can strip away all of those veils and quit hiding behind them, we can't get to the essence of who it is that we are. It's impossible when we're hiding behind our veils for our friends to really see the love that lights our way. And it doesn't matter how few veils you have or how thin they are. Every veil hides that extraordinary, hides that divine you from the world. I'm wondering, when your heart is exposed, if you were to step away from all your veils, do you like the person that you see? Because that is precisely when there is nothing covering up your connection with the divine. Make no mistake, those veils are real. We see them in young girls who try to be thin because that's what they think society expects them to be. We see them with people that brown-nose the boss because they want to get ahead, and it doesn't matter who they step on the way up the ladder. We see them with couples who fight behind closed doors, but then when they're out in public, people would think that they're the perfect couple. All of those veils keep us from recognizing that divinity that lives within us and keep us from letting all of the love that's within us guide our way and light our way to a life that we absolutely love. I invite you to try this the next time somebody asks you how you're doing and you're not feeling very well. Don't say fine. Tell the truth. I could be better. That doesn't put anything on them. They can then have the option to ask you about it or just to allow it to go at that. I sometimes say I've had better days. It's okay to tell the truth. As a matter of fact, if you really want the love within you to light your way, be honest. In Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes wrote this: "If one sees only unloveliness in others, it's because unloveliness is a strong element in himself. The light he throws on others is generated in his own soul and sees them as he chooses to see them." In other words, when we allow the love within us to shine light upon ourselves and others, we see the best in people. Eckhart Tolle said something very similar. To offer no resistance to life is to be in a state of grace, ease, and lightness. This state is then no longer dependent upon things in a certain way, good or bad. When we live in a state of non-resistance, we don't judge things as good or bad. We don't judge people as good or bad. We learn to be accepting of just what is. That's pretty much what I was talking about when I said, the next time that somebody pushes your button, can you just be non-resistant? Don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean that we have to be doormats or that we have to have no desire for things to improve or for there to be more peace in the world. It just means that we're allowing that peace to begin with us. We're bringing a sense of knowing the divine and that everything is in divine order and that divine good is in everything and every person. Sometimes that does mean foregoing being right in order to have peace. And sometimes, like the song that Karen sang was, it's about choosing love. When we choose love, we can be at peace. Sometimes choosing love requires us to let something go or to forgive somebody that we believe has hurt us. So I'm curious if you think that living in that way, you can make a difference in the world. I love that John Kennedy said, one person can make a difference and everyone should try. Now, I think sometimes we don't think we have the power to make a difference. There was a lady that was on the beach and a man was watching from his living room. The waves were coming in and they were dumping all of these starfish along the beach. And this lady was picking them up one at a time, throwing them back into the ocean. And of course the waves would come and dump more starfish. So he went out for a walk, and when he caught up to where the lady was doing this, he said, "You're not going to be able to make any progress. I mean, you just keep throwing them out and the ocean just keeps dumping more in there. It's not really going to make a difference." As she picks up one and throws it back in the ocean, she said, "It made a difference to that one." Sometimes I think in our lives we try to look at making a difference in too grand of a way. You know, there are plenty of people that made a difference in a grand way. Mother Teresa, John F. Kennedy, Nelson Mandela. I'm sure that you have your own people that you see were great in their lives. You know, Beethoven and Mozart and Leonardo da Vinci. There were tons of people in the past that were great in their own ways. But you can make a difference. You may not be Mother Teresa or Mozart, but you can make a difference in your own life and in the lives of the people that you touch. In Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes wrote this: "The infinite is always at peace because there is nothing to disturb it. A realization of our own oneness with omnipresence brings peace." So here we are back again to that same thing. Do you believe that wherever you are, God is? And do you believe that each one of us is the place where God shows up? Because if you believe that, then you should be able to believe that you can make a difference in the world, that your love can light the way for others and for yourself. I bet you that starfish that got thrown back into the ocean was grateful to the lady that had picked it up. Everett Hale said this, "I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something that I can do." That was the lady's attitude who was throwing the starfish back into the ocean. We need to realize that we're here in this time and place for a reason. And we're here to do what is ours to do. And let me tell you, God has great things for you to do. If you don't believe that, surrender to whatever it is that you hear the divine telling you, and great things happen. I'm here to say that this Center for Spiritual Living would not be here if I had not surrendered to the greater things that God thought I was capable of doing. I think the key to love lighting the way is being able to love no matter what the circumstances. To remember that sometimes people are calling for love when they're aggravated and frustrated, or when they cut you off in traffic, or when they say something that you find hurtful because they didn't really think about it before they said it. I said earlier that Ernest Holmes had said we can only know God to the extent that we become God. And I think we can only know love to the extent that we become love. In Colossians 3:14, we read, "And above all these, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony." I don't know about you, but I want to live in a world where things are bound together in perfect harmony. In A Course in Miracles, they have a phrase that they talk about. A happy outcome to all things is sure. God's promises make no exceptions, and He guarantees that only joy can be the final outcome found for everyone. I personally love the fact that God guarantees that joy is the final outcome for everyone. And if we allow the love that lives within us to light our way while we live on this planet, I know that joy is what we can experience. We don't have to wait for harmony or for peace or for joy until we die and go to our next experience. We can have it right here and right now. We can allow God to do the heavy lifting for us. As I was saying last week, we can take God as our partner, and we can experience that peace and that harmony just by always turning to love and being love in every situation. I'm not saying that's easy, because when things aren't calm, then it's difficult. But if we can be love, we can find that calm within us no matter what the circumstances. So I'm going to invite you to allow the love that lives within you to shine forth from your soul and light your way in every moment to a life that is filled with happiness and joy and peace and calm. There's some words of Charles Fillmore that I think are appropriate here. Love is an inner quality that sees good everywhere and in everybody. It insists that all is good. And by refusing to see anything but good, it causes that quality finally to appear uppermost in itself and in all things. Imagine if each of us chose to see good everywhere and in everybody. Wow, what a world that would be. That's a challenge for this week, right? Can you imagine the world if each of us were willing to see good and allow our love to light the way? So in summary, let us each this week let love light our way. Let us see good in everything and in everybody. And to do that, reveal the love that lives within you. Strip away all of your mask. Remember Samuel and Jacob and allow others to be love for you, to help with your load so that you can dance down the road of life. Make love a decision and come from love. Choose to smile about your day rather than moan or cry about the things that went wrong. Release the extraordinary within you. Be you, all of who you are. And remember, you can make a difference. Remember that starfish lady. She was doing small little things and making a difference to a few starfish. We can each make a difference to one or two people just by smiling or being kind. So here's your affirmation for the week. How is it that I so easily and willingly make the choice today to reveal all the love that is within me and allow that love to light the way of my life? So your challenge for the week is to see good in everything and in everybody. And remember, as the thing itself is infinite, the possibilities of love abounding are infinite as well. Let's pray. Just taking a deep, nourishing breath, taking in all of this, remembering the love of Jacob and Samuel, remembering the starfish, all of those examples of love lighting the way in the world. What I know to be the truth is that the divine was in all of that. And all that the divine is lives within each of us. That we each have within us that ability to love and be love. So I know that this week we are accepting that challenge to see good in everyone and everybody. That each of us is uniquely becoming all that we can be, letting go of all the veils so that there is no layers masking that extraordinary which is coded within us. So I am so grateful. I'm grateful for your presence here. I'm grateful for this opportunity we've had to be together. I'm grateful for knowing that the God without is the God within each of us, and that God is capable of seeing love and good in everything and everybody. So it's from all that gratitude that I just release this into the law of mind, spirit, and action, knowing the truth that the divine's already called it good. So I can let it be, I can release it, I can say amen, and we can affirm it together. And so it is. And I know that right now we're all in the hustle and bustle of Christmas because it's less than a week away. And I'm hoping that you'll come to our Wednesday night service. And in the meantime, please remember the sinner in your Christmas giving. And I'm so grateful to all of you that have been giving throughout the year. I appreciate every donation. So just enjoy our offertory song.
The
your spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal, bless, and prosper. It does good work in the world and returns to me, multiplied abundantly. From the love of your spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal, bless, and prosper. It does good work in the world and returns to me, multiplied abundantly. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is.
You can find all of the information for donating at our website at cslsoutheastla.org. You can use the donate button there, or you can use Zella or Venmo at 225-287-8887. You can text your amount to 1-225-320-5100. Or you can mail your donation to CSL Southeast Louisiana, care of Reverend Larrye-Marie Heyl, 445 Magnolia Wood Avenue, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, 70808. We thank you for your tithes and donations, and we appreciate the fact that you are giving gifts that are flowing out to everyone we touch. When we come from love and allow love to light our way, like Jesus did, like Mother Teresa did, that's when we know that love can move the world, which is our song for the Offertory. Sing along.
Just one life, that's all that we've been given here. Just one chance to make a difference where we live. I'm just one person, I'm only human, but only human means I've got a lot to give. Love
And move the world as the moon in the sky moves the sea. Love can cause the wars to cease. Love can move this world to peace. It's a tide that begins with you and me. Love can move the world as the warmth of the sun moves the trees. Feel the wind of love embrace as we move this world to peace. Come love the world with me. So look around, there's someone hurting near you. Look around, there's something you can do. Look within you and find your spirit. To change the world, there's got to be a change in you. Love can move the world as the moon in the sky moves the sea. Love can cause the wars to cease. Love can move this world to peace. It's a tide that begins with you and me. Love can move the world as the warmth of the
Next week is the day after Christmas. And in this season of love, as I said earlier, I want to invite you to come to our in-person Christmas service at Unity of Baton Rouge. It's going to start with a potluck at 6 o'clock in the evening on Wednesday, December 22nd. And it will be followed by caroling. And our actual service will begin at 7:30. It's a beautiful candlelight service. Come for part or all of that. And be in community, in person. I am so looking forward to that. One of the things I do want to say is if you do need a ride, we're providing rides so that for people that don't drive at night, you'll have an opportunity to show up. Just let us know. Thank you for joining us today. I invite you to like us on Facebook at Center for Spiritual Living, Southeast Louisiana. And please follow us on our YouTube channel at CSL SELA. And it's just about time to join in our community time, which is a live discussion that follows the service every Sunday at 11:45 a.m. You have a little bit of time to go get a cup of coffee or some tea, and then dial into our conference line. The number is 540-792-0192. And the participation code is 475220. We hope you'll join us. So in closing, remember that Disney claims to be the happiest place on earth, but we at the Center for Spiritual Living know that we are the most joyful. So until we meet again, may you be wrapped in the arms of love and kindness. And may you remember to come from that place of love and be love so that it lights your way. And allow that extraordinary that is coded within your DNA to be released. For what I know to be the truth is that when we come from that place of love, and when we are love, we feel love, and then we feel very much alive.
Alive, alive, alive forevermore. My spirit is alive, alive forevermore. Alive, alive, alive forevermore. My spirit is alive. Sing hallelujah, sing hallelujah. My spirit is alive forevermore. Sing hallelujah, sing hallelujah. My spirit is alive. Alive, alive, alive forevermore. My spirit is alive, alive forevermore.